What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another live show where we are going to talk about Giuntoli playing games, or the media telling us that Giuntoli is playing games, or being that serious. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the jersey release tomorrow and the drama that kind of sparked the promo video the club put out there about Yildiz potentially getting the number 10. We will go in all that type of news, and I saw something about McKennie that I want to touch on later on as well. But with me, as always, Norbert, Malik. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. I already did one little podcast recording with the Hungarian Juventus channel. That was fun, and yeah, I'm ready to talk about all kind of transfers and crazy stuff.
Well, international football is done. Bring me club football back.
Yeah,
Soon.
It's finally done. I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's good, but it's also not good. It's I don't think you
Yeah,
can, for me, you
I'll
cannot
always
compare it to
prefer
club football.
I'll always prefer club football.
You know what it is with
yeah,
international football? It's just laid back. You know, it's like, okay. But with
yeah,
club football, it's like literally what I'm doing, like every single day. You know, and the quality is also on a different level overall. So good
yeah.
to be back.
These Euros were really bad. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
in my
poor.
eyes.
Overall, it was extremely poor. Like, from the beginning, it was clear there was only one team, and that was about it.
Yeah.
You know, so, and they won it. They deserve to win it. So good for them, I guess. Before we get into the O'Reilly thing, you know, and people are probably like, who? And that's the fair reaction. And Julian is, forget about it, Julian. I will read that out in a sec. Let's talk about. Screw it. I'm gonna read it out now. He said, honest feelings on Alvaro Morata, Juve legend or no? I'm just gonna say Giuntoli. Julian doesn't think Trezeguet is Juve legend, so that's just to there he goes. So that goes to show what type of question he has. It's not a real question. He's better than Trezeguet's right foot, maybe. That's it. You know. I'm happy for Morata, by the way. But no, let's talk about Morata quick. Then we go to the jerseys because he was linked to us. It's definitely not going to happen. He's going to Milan, apparently, doing his medicals this week. And he's just not going to be our backup, basically, which was kind of obvious. You know, we're not paying 4.5 million for someone to back up Vlahovic after we got Vlahovic because of him. I know there are stories out there that we got Vlahovic because Ronaldo left on the last day. That's not why we got Vlahovic. We got Keane, you know. The club knew Ronaldo was leaving. On the last day or on the last second of the transfer window, the club knew Ronaldo was going to leave, you know. We got Vlahovic because Morata was doing Morata type of stuff, and that's what he always does, you know. And nothing against him, by the way, but if Giuntoli pays 4.5 million euros to bring 32-year-old Morata back to the club to be the backup, I will come on and ask for him to get sacked, because that would be absolutely ridiculous in our state of the club right now. What we need, and forget about it's only 12 million, it's a backup. So I don't really get all the drama about it, if I'm being completely honest. I do not understand the nostalgia with Morata as well. Like, everybody likes him, but not one club wants to keep him, you know. So I don't even know what to make of that. And I like Morata. What he did for the club, good. But man, how many times do you want him back? Let's bring Cáceres back at that point. Let's bring them all back, you know. Forget about that. So I don't see the fuss about it. But he goes to Milan. I saw people saying, you know, he's that for me because he goes to Milan. He's not a Juve legend, so I don't really care where he goes. He can join Inter. He's not a Juve legend. When Cuadrado left for Inter, I wasn't pissed because he's not a Juve legend. So whatever, you know. It's not like 20 years from now I'm gonna tell my kids about Juan Cuadrado. I'm not gonna do that. Even if he stayed at the club, I was never gonna do that. Like, that was just not, you know, up for debate. So I don't really care about that move. But any of you who are pissed that he's not coming in to be expensive backup?
Nah, way too much money. I mean, his wages, the 13 mil is like whatever. But I always been saying like I really don't want him back. When he's good, he's really good. But he had more stinkers than not, and he wanted to start somewhere, and I think Milan can be really good for him. But I don't know. Is he gonna be good there? I don't know. So there's that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a big nostalgia man. I can't hide from that. And I do like Morata very much, especially for the first stint. I'm never forgetting the goals against Madrid, the goal against Milan in the final, and yeah. So I'll always carry him in my heart, but I don't consider him like like a Del Piero, Nedved, obviously not. Um, but yeah, him going to Milan, doesn't bother me. Him not coming in doesn't bother me. Again, it's a very expensive operation if it were to happen, and we have other needs that need to be met. So yeah, good luck to him at Milan. I think he'll do well. So yeah,
He will do well for about 4 months of the season. Um,
he'll get them more than 10 goals in a league season. That's for sure.
yeah, and again, if you want to pay that 4.5 million, good. And people will come in, oh, we pay Vlahovic that. We are overpaying Vlahovic. Everybody knows that. Giuntoli knows that. It's not a secret. But I didn't give him that money. I didn't give him, he has that money, so he's in control. He doesn't need to give that money back. Nobody in his position will be giving the money back. Let's be completely honest right now. That goes for every single player at this club. If McKennie's like, I'm not leaving, he's not leaving. You gave him that deal. You figure it out right now. That's just how it works. We cannot we cannot throw away players like that. You can say you want to move them out, but if you have a contract, you have a contract, and you kind of need to write it out. You need to find a way out of it. So that's that with Morata. It's done. We're not going to talk about Morata anymore, but I want to talk about Yildiz because it was I don't know, everybody's shocked, but we knew that he was potentially getting the number 10, even if it's not confirmed or so. Nothing about that, because the news is that the club, he never asked for that jersey. It's just the club wants to do that for marketing reasons. And I don't know, for some reason, people woke up today and are like, what is this? What happened to the club? And I'm like, where have you been the last 15 years in football in general? Where have all people been? The number 10, you think it can mean anything in football right now. It doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing at all. Just nothing. It's a number, and then it needs to sell. And people who are angry about it actually are part of the issue. Everybody. Maybe me, not so much, because I don't buy jerseys. But if Yildiz wears number 10, people will buy that jersey. If next season he's like, you know what? Let's go number 6. People will buy 7. People will buy number 7. If the club comes out with a limited green ugly jersey that glows in the dark, people will buy that crap. People will buy that. It will be sold out within minutes. It's true, and people are mad about it. But we, as people, as fans, we created this where the club is like, number 10. You're all gonna buy it. We know it, and people in the chat who are watching are gonna buy Yildiz number 10. Even if you're like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. At one point, you're gonna buy Yildiz number 10, and that one point might be even sooner than you might imagine right now. So him getting the number 10, for me, I don't really care about it. I've said it many times. I don't care about jersey numbers because that has been done, and I'll repeat it again. People who are angry about that and have no problem with how the captaincy has been used the last 4 years at the club, I'm sorry, you cannot really complain about a jersey number. You just can't. Because that, if you allow that to happen, if you think that's normal and okay, the way it got pushed and the way it got passed on a few players and some players never being taken into consideration when they definitely deserve that armband, then the jersey number is the least of our issues. Even with pressure, I don't believe it comes with pressure, because I think even Yildiz, if he gets it, he knows it's a marketing strategy. And like he's from our age, or like from our, not from my age, but like he's from a new age basically. Like I'm older than him, but even I know what it was, and he doesn't know anything than this. He knows what it's all about. These players know what it's all about, so I don't think it will bring any sort of pressure with him. I believe, and I don't see the issue with him getting the number 10. You know, if we were in 2012 when Del Piero retired, and the club the season after was like, I don't know, here you go, Simone Pepe, number 10 jersey. I think everybody was like, oh my god, what is this? But 14 years almost, like 12 years, 13 years passed, and football completely changed in that 15-year span, or whatever, 12-year span. It completely changed. So I don't get the fuss about it. I guess I'm happy for him. I don't know like if he's happy. I don't know if he actually wants number. If he cares about the number 10 jersey, he probably would like to wear it. But for me, I have absolutely no issue with that, because again, football is where it is because of us. So I don't think, me personally, I cannot complain about it, because I pay subscriptions to watch football on 1,000 different channels, because it's spread out 1,000 different channels. We are part of this problem, if somebody wants to call it a problem. But if he gets the number 10 jersey, I'm like, good for him. Good for the club. We'll probably sell. We'll probably make the club some money, and that's what it's all about right now, money. So I don't know. What do you think, Norbert? Do you have an issue with him getting the number 10?
Short answer is no. But I start from all the way when number 10 was on players who were the best in the team. It was Del Piero's generation, was maybe the last one, I think. And when they asked him that, do you want Juventus to retire number 10? He said no, because it keeps the dream alive for the younger generation to wear number 10 one day. And I think Yildiz is one of these kids, because how he celebrates the goals is Del Piero, and I think and he thinks about Del Piero as a legend. So number 10 doesn't mean anything in the world anymore, but for players like Yildiz, it means a lot. And I'm not sure if it's going to be pressure on him wearing it, but for sure that he will be happy. And other than that, it will sell a lot, I think. And as you said, it's more about the money these days, and to sell the jerseys. And probably Alicia Lehmann is going to be number 10 at the ladies team or something, or maybe she's going to be in this jersey promotion somehow. So yeah, I don't care who wears it, and I know that he loves Del Piero and he's wearing number 10. So I think that's all that matters, that he's happy, and I don't care about the rest, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess. Firstly, it is a marketing tool. We saw what happened with Pogba, with Dybala, just to sell jerseys at the end of the day. But at the same time, I feel like it's also a sign of the club showing trust in him in a way. Because sure, pressure. It's up for interpretation whether Yildiz would feel the pressure or not. But as you said, Ali, he probably knows it's mainly a marketing ploy, and that jersey is gonna sell out all over Turkey for sure. But yeah, I feel like people have this opinion because the 10 at Juve was worn by great players all the time, and he has to live up to that, really. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna bring the club a lot of revenue. So let's get Koopmeiners.
Well, for me, like somebody said, PR and whatever it is, like everything the club does, like right now, and not just Juve, by the way, like every club at any sport, it's about PR, So for me, the jersey numbers, like people are like, oh, which number is he gonna get? Like I'm one of those guys. I'm like, I don't care. Like I actually do not care. For me, it doesn't really matter what. Like, can you play well? If you wear number 10 playing as a 10, or you wear number 44 playing as a 10, I don't care. Can you give me double figures? goals and assists in a season, then you can wear whatever you want. You know, in NFL, you can wear number 0. If they allow that in football and he wears number 0, I'm like, as long as you play well, for me, whatever. You know, the jersey will, like, the number will sell, obviously, but I think at one point that's also going to stop because of the way football is going. You know, they're giving the numbers to everybody. I think Mason Mount has a 10 at Manu, or the 7. Bruno has a 10. Like Cristiano Ronaldo number, Mason Mount. You know, Manu fans going, oh wow, and I'm like, yeah. Like, if he plays well or doesn't play well, it has nothing to do with the number on his back. You know, that's just my opinion. I remember they were trying to give it to Chiesa after 1.5 good season, and people were like, yeah, he deserves it. I'm like, okay, and that's fair. You know, after 1.5 good season, you know, for me, give him the number 10 if he wants to. If he doesn't want to, don't force it on him, and that's it. Keep it moving, because he's gonna play a lot this season. Like, I'm assuming he's gonna be the starter, right? You know, as like the way things are looking right now, he's gonna play a hell of a lot of games. So for the club, it's like a club like Juve. I think the club is also thinking we cannot stay without a number 10. So we need to hand out the number 10 jersey, and maybe that is what people are a bit frustrated about. They're just handing and giving it away, and but again, it's marketing. You know, a club without a number 10, people care about numbers. A lot of people do care about numbers. They want to buy the number 10 jersey, and they are going to buy. You know, even the people who complain, they're going to buy the Yildiz jersey. It is what it is. Like I said a couple of days ago, or it was a couple of days ago. People buy the worst jerseys you will ever see. Like, over the years, the club pulled out some ridiculous, ugly jerseys, and some just get all 3 of them because they are addicted. They need to have all 3. Even if you dislike it, they need to have all 3. I know somebody who, he doesn't support Juve, by the way, supports Inter. He buys all 3 jerseys every single year. And every single year is like, man, these 2 absolutely suck. I'm like, why do you buy him? It's like, I collect him. And he's one probably out of millions who do the same thing. So the club is like, whatever, you know, we can give him the number 10. You're gonna buy it anyway. So I don't really care about that, to be honest. Let me read out a few comments. Dybala deserved a 10 more than anyone else in 2016. Number 10 means absolutely nothing, but wearing the 10 means you're an attacking player for the most part and you need to score. And that's probably if he continues not to. And that's a problem. Yeah, but like, that's a problem if he wears number 3 as well. Like, the position dictates nothing. Like, again, he can wear number 4 and doesn't score a lot of goals. People are not like, oh, but he wears number 4. He's not meant to score goals. It's a position that dictates what you need to do, in my opinion. What's that 44 shot at me for Kulusevski? Yeah, and the Ramsey jersey you have, and the Bernardeschi jersey you have, and probably the Rugani jersey you also have. So, yeah. Hanina saying that Yildiz 10 is gonna sell like hotcakes on the Turkish knockoff market more than the Juve's are. Oh, for 100%.
For sure, I want one of those cheap ones. Someone send me one of those.
Be honest, do you care how many Italians are in Juve starting 11? No. I don't give 2 cents about it. Like, I don't care. I know people like.
I don't care about that whatsoever. As
It would
long
be
as the
good.
players are good, that's what matters.
No, I will ask you guys because I don't care. I don't know how you guys think about it. It will be good, but if I have 11 Spanish players out there and we win, I'm happy. If we have 11 English players out there and we win, which is probably not going to happen, but if we win, I'm happy about it.
Yeah,
but it would
same.
be good if you have Italians in the team. But what I don't like is when they force Italian players in the team. Oh, but he's Italian. I'm like, can he play? But do you care about that, Norbert? Maybe more so because you're a bit older than me. Maybe more so in the past. Was that more important than now?
Yeah, in the past for sure it was important, and there were times when most of the starting 11 in the Italian national team was the Juventus players. But yeah, I don't care. It's good, yeah, as you said, it's good if they are Italian, but like, if they are good and we win with them, I don't care. They can be 11 different nationalities. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah, same here. What matters is the quality on the pitch, not the passport, really.
Yeah, same for me. It will be good, if you build an all Italian backline like we had, Bonucci, Chiellini, Barzali, Buffon. That's just amazing,
It's
and
fun, but if the quality is not there, like you shouldn't force it. Otherwise, you're just gonna suffer the whole.
Also, Italian players are, like the youth system is not pushing them out too much. I don't know. Something has to change, I think, in Italy because
100%, yeah.
yeah, it's bad.
Because how many times do you see a breakout Italian star? Are they like, oh, this guy's the next big thing, and then it just vanishes to Serie B or you know.
Yeah, at 17 they are great, like that dude at Milan, but yeah, they just disappear, and there is no
Remember when
no
Cutrone was
striker.
the next Inzaghi or something?
Yeah, yeah.
I
There's
don't
just
think
no
you can force
striker.
that. Like you
Italy.
can like, if it happens, it will happen naturally. It did with us,
Yeah,
Barzali was cheap. Nobody expected that. Bonucci was. I'm gonna be nice. He was terrible when we signed him. Like he wasn't tipped to be that type of player. He wasn't. He became that player. You don't know. Marquisio, out of the academy, when he first popped to the scene, nobody thought what he could have been. You're like, it happens naturally. Like, and that's what it will be. It will happen naturally. Di Gregorio could be that. Cambiasso can improve. Miretti can actually turn out to be fantastic. If it happens, it will happen naturally. And if it happens, fine. But the moment you start forcing it, I think you will just, mess it up. It's like the club will be like,
yeah,
oh, we need Calafiori and Scalvini, get everybody out right now. That's probably where you will fuck up. That's just how I view it. Because like a team chemistry, like you can plug in good players, PSG, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't gel, if there's no chemistry, then you can plug in whatever you want. It's just not going to work the way it should be working, or like how you imagine it to work. So it all needs to come natural, and it will. And if it does, then good. If it doesn't, I just want to win. Like Inter
yeah,
won with no Italians in the team. They won the treble, I
yeah,
think, with no Italians in the team. You think
yeah.
any Inter fan is crying about that, or being like, it's good, but it would be better if there were Italians in the team? No, like they won, they celebrated, and that's it. You move on. So yeah, that's that. Let's move on to actually the title of the show, and that's the transfer game. It has started, apparently, or the media just cooking up news because Giuntoli first needs to sell before he actually can make a move. But the news is that Atalanta are looking at Celtic midfielder O'Reilly to replace Koopmeiners. And now Giuntoli is in the race to sign O'Reilly, basically. Celtic won around 30 million euros. If you read the entire article, it's like Giuntoli has no real issue with paying that, like the usual stuff. My 2 cents on it is that it's a game. A game that actually can be real if Atalanta's like, no, we want 60, and Giuntoli's like, yeah, I'm not paying that. Like, I'm just not going to do that. But even then, I'm like, I see him, if he doesn't pay 60 for Koopmeiners, I have a feeling he rather will say like this than splash out. I think he will then use money for different positions. On O'Reilly, I've watched him play once, and it was against Rangers. And I just had that game on. Like, I didn't plan to watch that game. I just had it on, and I had absolutely nothing to do. And I was scrolling through the channels, and it was Celtic Rangers, and he looked good. Like, he did look good, So, but that's one game. If you look at his stats, it's ridiculous. Almost double figures assists and goals. Like, it's crazy. And you can say it's a Scottish league, and I can say could be true. Van Dijk played in the Scottish league as well. Gattuso played in the Scottish league. So it is what it is, I guess, But he looks like a very good prospect if you read the stuff. Excuse me. On my eye test, one game. But in one game, Bernardeschi looked good in the last 3 years for us. If you picked out one game. I mean, there probably was only one game out of 60, but if you just picked
That's
out that one game, you were lucky, and you watch a great Bernadeschi, and you might be, wow, that's actually a good player. So I don't know if any of you guys know O'Reilly, but just in general, what do you think about, the news report?
I play 1,000 hours of Football Manager every year, and I never heard of this dude. I'm not going to lie about that. No idea. I think it's a game. I think it's a game to make Atalanta budge. And yeah, I don't believe we are in for him seriously. So yeah, I think it's all made up. And yeah, I have no idea who this dude is, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't lie. I've never heard of him before. When I first heard the name, I was confused and I thought about the Lyon defender O'Brien, but turns out it wasn't him. So when I looked him up and I saw his numbers, I was like, "What on earth are these numbers?" Wow. But I've never watched him, but his stats are unbelievable. But yeah, obviously Scottish League, whatever, and all that. So I've never seen him play. Can't judge. But yeah, I do think it's a sort of mechanism to mess with Atalanta, because think about it: if they don't reduce their price for Koopmeiners, it would be like, oh, we're gonna sign your main target, and if we do sign him, they're gonna be stuck with an angry Koopmeiners, and his value is gonna decrease over time next year with the contract running out soon. And yeah, Atalanta wouldn't be able to replace him because we took their number one target. So I feel like it's just a threat. So we'll see how it develops. But if we sign him, that would be interesting. I feel like.
Do you
Yeah,
think Atalanta will fall for it?
No, I don't think so. I'm
interesting.
sure they'd rather keep Cup Miners and yeah,
But he made it clear that he
Yeah, but
doesn't want to be there anymore next season.
yeah.
yeah,
But
and
they promised him that, like, if there was an offer last year
yeah,
when he wanted to leave, they said if there's a suitable offer next season, you're allowed to leave. And if we don't present them a suitable offer for them, then what can you do?
I think our offer is suitable. They just
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I
they just
agree.
don't want to sell to us.
No,
60 is way too much for him.
I think our offer
Yeah,
is what it should be. But then again, if a club asks for 60, then you need to pay 60 if you want that player. Maybe they will lower it, but I don't even see us offering 50. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm very confused right now. I know we need to sell first, but there's actually no news, not one single league that suggests this is what the club is offering or is prepared to offer. Like nothing. Like absolutely not even from Sport Media Set. And that's the worst of the worst sources. You cannot get any lower than Sport Media Set. Not even they are like, Giuntoli is offering 45 million euros. Even they are like, actually, we cannot even make this one up. And they make up news, by the way. Even they are like, no. So I don't know. Like, the only thing we have is like, they want 60. And what I know is we're not going to pay 60. I don't think we're going to offer 50, even 50. I think if the offer comes in, it will be 40 plus 5 or something. I think that's the offer we will make. I don't think we go higher than that.
50 plus bonus. I think we're gonna offer 50 plus bonus at one point.
Yeah, because all I see this week are like news that we're preparing an offer for Cup Miners, but it's been the same the entire week. When is this offer gonna come in? I have no idea. Did it come in and Atalanta said no, or did we just get thrown off by the plan? I have no idea what's going on. I'm starting to doubt if we're even gonna sign him at this point.
That was my
Yeah,
next
but it's
question.
a
Is anyone
problem.
worried? Is anyone worried that not really that we're not getting Koopmeiners, but like the main, because Douglas Luiz and Turam, if you just go off the news, they are opportunities, good pieces. They're not
Yeah.
main targets for the club. So are you worried that Malta asked for a main guy with that profile and he's not gonna get it? Or do you think we're gonna get that type of profile in no matter what, even if it's not Koopmeiners? Because time is ticking right now, and I know what the issue is for Giuntoli. He needs to sell first, but when you have Chiesa, who is marrying, and the club is like, you can actually have an extra couple of days. And you have
It's
McCann
crazy.
saying no to Villa and then has offers from the MLS and Everton. You know you're kind of in trouble with those situations. Milik, there's no offer. Kostic, there's no real offer. The Chilio's still chilling at the club. You still have a lot of players you want to get out. Rugani, apparently, that's kind of holding up right now every single deal. Is anyone of you guys worried that we will get late in the window and it will be panic station?
I don't know. I feel like we need to sign one of Calafiore or Koopmeiners, and Calafiore is kind of gone. And there was a big fuzz about we have main targets, and now we don't sign any of them. It's a little worry, but I don't know. We're gonna survive anything, like it doesn't matter if we sign Koopmeiners, but it would have been nice. He can play so many positions in the center, so but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it's concerning in the sense that if Atalanta wouldn't budge for their value for Koopmeiners, same with Bologna, and you end up with none of them. That's it's like, didn't you say you were gonna go for either? Um, but yeah, Koopmeiners is a profile in the midfield we've been lacking for several years. So it would be nice to have him. He would improve our midfield a lot. So I'd like to have him. But I'm thinking to myself, it's still the middle of July. The window is long. Window closes in September. But ideally, you would like to have these targets earlier, so they can join up with the squad, train, have a bit of preseason. But I can see the Koopmeiners deal drag on until August at this point, which is, not the best situation. But I hope we get it done regardless.
Next week is our first game, by the way, right? 26th,
Yeah,
Friday?
26th. I think it's not next week, right? Or is it
it's it's
It's next
it's,
week.
it's in less than 2 weeks. Yeah,
26th?
yeah,
26th is next
26th.
week. It's next Friday.
Next weekend, right?
Next
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah. Not this Friday, the following Friday.
yeah.
Yeah.
Less
Um,
Yeah.
just under 2 weeks.
yeah, it's almost 2 weeks, but like it's next week, and um, it's like I think our first game is the 18th of August or the 19th, whatever. That weekend we play. Um, so it's basically a month from now. Thursday it will be a month from that
Hmm.
day that we actually play something. So it's it's a bit worrying. I'm not gonna lie. It like you can get a deal done quick. If the club is like, here you go, 60 million, he's there the next day, basically. But we know that's not gonna be the case. So it is a bit worrying because you need to do again so much, and so like it started off well, but I think we always knew that selling the players was gonna be the problem, not because of timing, but also like we don't want these players, so just assuming people or clubs will be in line to buy these players of us, get these players off our hands, was never realistic, right? I don't blame clubs not being aligned to sign McKennie or Kostic or Milik. That's just Arthur. Like that's not
Yeah.
easy. That's just not gonna be done easy. So that's the worrying part right now. That
Yeah.
the
You know
offers are
what
lacking.
else? Like, I'm kind of happy because Giuntoli said basically "fuck you" to Bologna. Wanting that much money, and maybe it's time to just say "fuck you" all Italian teams. Like Serie A teams. Fuck you all, because like asking this much money from us is insane. If it would be Premier League, I say okay, but yeah. On one hand, I'm sad that it's like dragging on, and he can join, or players can join the training camp. But on the other hand, like Giuntoli, maybe finally standing up for these bullies. Let's say,
These bullies.
I don't know.
Let's see. People, hit the like button because we only have 25 likes. That's not good enough. So hit the like button right now. Excuse me, and subscribe. Also, I'm gonna give away a jersey if it will get announced tomorrow. I think I think we're all like that's been confirmed, right? That they will kind of announce tomorrow, or like they will officially present the home jersey tomorrow. So I will give away a jersey. To win that, you need to check or keep an eye on Twitter. because it's much easier to do the giveaway on Twitter than on YouTube. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, somewhere through the day. But yeah, other than that, very slow news day, right? Woke up, saw us getting linked with Raspadori, closed the newspaper, didn't read it until very late when I was back home, because I was like, for some reason, I don't know what it is, by the way. For some reason, I think the these journalists working for whatever newspaper have a list of average players, and they're like, every single week we will just throw one of them into the newspaper, linking them with Juve. I don't know what it is. That's the only thing that makes sense, because we get linked with Berardi, Raspadori, like these type of players, Zaniolo. Before he actually signed for Atalanta, we were again linked with Zaniolo. It's just copy paste every single summer right now, and it's like, yeah, they might be in for Raspadori. I'm like, they better not be. Like these type of news, and that's purely based because the club is actually not leaking anything. Even Pedula, who's very good, is kind of recycling news right now. In terms of like, there's no new update. Like there's no new update. If I read the newspaper from this week and I compare it to the newspaper from last week, it's the same thing. It's like Todibo, same situation. It's Chiesa, same situation. It's the same news it's Rabiot, it's the same situation. Nothing has changed. And that's just what it is. Until Di Marzio or one of these guys comes out today and it's like, offer for Kostic, he's very close. McKennie might be leaving. Chiesa changed his mind and he's willing to leave right now. We are going to get absolutely nothing. Like absolutely nothing. We're not gonna get linked with. We get linked with new players, but probably not. This is close. Offer being put in because that's just what it is right now. It's just playing the waiting game, and the waiting game is it's not fun. It's not fun. Also because they throw out names there that kind of frustrated me personally. I don't even know what to say. I just need to wait and see. I think the big takeaway from last week is that maybe it's not really true, but it's actually coming from like actual club watchers, who are allowed in training at times, open training sessions and stuff like that, that Motta is impressed by certain players we all assumed were going to leave, like Miretti. I think we're assuming he's going to leave on loan. And now the news is he's actually impressed with how Miretti is training, what he can offer, and all those things. Does anyone believe he can stay, or he is going to stay? And if he stays, in what position do you think he's going to use him? Because that's also the big question mark with Miretti, among the fans. Like, where actually is he good? What position would he be? Which position will he actually excel in?
Yeah, what do you guys think? I think he will be, if Koopmeiners is coming, he will be a sub for Koopmeiners at that 10-ish position. But if Koopmeiners is not coming, I can completely see Fagioli and Miretti up there, honestly. So I think he will stay and he will be a sub for Koopmeiners if I have to make a prediction.
Yeah, I have the same prediction as well. Mainly because I don't see any links for him going away, whether that's a sale or a loan. So I get the impression he's gonna stay for another season. Well, maybe he takes his chance this season. We'll see. Maybe he needed a new coach. Maybe we'll see something new from Miretti.
Do you think maybe I mean, he can go at the end of the transfer market as well. So Motta can take a good long look at him. So
yeah, that's one of those profiles.
I hope he makes it.
That's one of those profiles you can move on very late, I guess.
Yeah.
But if he's not really gonna work in what Motta is gonna do, and again, it cannot work for a lot of players, and it completely fail for Motta at the club. We don't know. But if you just assume it's going to work for Motta, and he's not really going to do it in this idea of football or system, then it's going to be very hard road for them to actually make it at the club, because for me, like people know what I think about Miretti, or what his potential. If he can play between the lines a little bit, and he has people who are not static, or carry the ball towards him, he will do damage. That's just how I see it. Yes, his finishing needs working on, because he gets in positions where he actually needs to score, and it's good that he gets in those positions. Like, he gets in positions where I'm like, that's ridiculous. You're completely open, and he needs to work on his decision making, obviously. But if it's not going to work in this formation or this setup, then I'm not sure where it's going to work. Now, the difference is,
Yeah.
I think that's people also concerned about, that last season when Morata did what he did with Bologna, he didn't have a number 9 like Vlahovic. He didn't have Arnautovic up there, and I think people are concerned about that, because Zirkzee was whatever he was, That's different right now, because whoever plays in behind of Vlahovic, like, they're gonna play in service of Vlahovic, unless somehow Mota makes Vlahovic play like he did against Fiorentina, where he actually dropped in a bit deeper and was ridiculously good on the ball, then maybe things can change, and you have players interchanging positions. But right now, that's a big question mark. He has a number 9, like an out and out number 9. Should be a classic number 9 in around the box. How he's going to use him and who's going to play in service of him, that's now the question mark. Because Chiesa might be leaving, Sule might be leaving. I think Norbert said it. I think we're not going to play with wingers right now. Not really. And that's how it's kind of set up. And in that case, I think Miretti can stay. But I still think he's going to leave. If we bring in Koopmeiners, I don't think we're going to keep Koopmeiners, Thuram, Douglas, Locatelli, Fagioli, and Miretti. I don't think we're going to keep 6 midfielders. I don't see that happening. That's just me.
Wait, if we are playing without wingers, then
But 4 midfielders starting, yeah.
yeah. So
and I know.
And even if
I think we're gonna bring in one.
If we,
Sancho, like
okay.
that type, we're gonna bring in one. So we will have Yildiz, a Sancho, and even like selling Sule and Chiesa. I'm a bit confused about that.
Yeah.
I
thought one of them would go, not both.
Yeah, what I wanted to say also, like you said, 6 midfielders, but if even if we sign Koopmeiners, that's 3 midfielder positions, and I think having one sub for each, I think playing as many games as we will have, I think it's not too much. I think 6 is ideal,
Yeah,
to be honest.
likewise.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, because it's gonna be
Who knows?
with Serie A, with the Champions League, with the Club World Cup next summer, if the club cares about that. So yeah. So having 6 midfielders would be, would be very, very necessary.
And also,
And there's
Anin
6
just wrote
quality
that.
midfielders as well.
Yeah, we have Adzic as well, who can play left winger or
I'm interested
10.
to see what he can do. I hope.
He will start
I'm
with the
interested
next gen.
Yeah, but like if he gets maybe a few minutes, maybe in the Coppa Italia first round or something.
But I don't think if you're a club or if you're Thiago Motta, you cannot be like, if I need one, I will pick him out of the next gen. I don't think you can go into the season with that as well. Then you rather keep an extra midfielder, and if he really is that good, he will just play the other player out of the team. I don't think you can take a shot with, if he's like, I need 6. But, Miretti, you can go. And if I need somebody, I will bring an Adzik. Like, that doesn't work as well. Because then you plug him out of the next gen and you're like, you're probably going to need to play some minutes over here away to Real Madrid. Like, that's also not really fair. So I don't think that's going to happen. But the news out of the club is that he is... actually, everybody is impressed with the player.
He looks good.
I've not seen
also
him
physically.
Play once. Yeah, he looks strong.
Guy. Yeah.
He looks really, really strong.
Eastern European power he has.
Let's see. I think he's just going to go into the next gen for all season. I don't think it's going to be the type of season where we're going to see all these players coming out of the next gen to the rescue or try to save us. I don't think it's going to be that type of season, if I'm being completely honest.
what if Motta just likes people? Like they do what he wants. They do really good what he wants. Maybe he keeps some of those next gens.
Yeah, could be. But I think the idea is that you get more ready-made players right now to actually compete, and if they are good enough, they will make it. They will make it. They'll definitely will make it. Because I think a player like Locatelli is playing for his Juve career this season. If he stays, if it doesn't work out
Yeah,
this season, he's gone in the summer. He's gone next summer.
yeah,
So a lot
sure.
is riding on this season for players like Locatelli. For example, even Vlahovic. It
Even
really is.
Fagioli, I would say, after
Fajoli,
a year.
same. Miretti, all these
Miretti as
guys,
well,
if
I
they
think.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. Let me read a few comments before we wrap this one up. Rino is saying Miretti should be our most attacking. I think he's saying attacking midfielder. The fact that he misses so many chances actually tells that he's good as an attacking midfielder. If you play the rest there, they will never create those chances to begin with. If you think Mota is Guardiola 2.0, then go for O'Reilly. But even Guardiola needs very good shooting players. Yeah. Thiago Motta will not abandon what got him in this position. You don't have to hit on all the main targets you already haven't, but you need to get at least a couple. Yeah. And right now we only got Di Gregorio as a main target. So
Yeah.
Because the absolute main target for this mercato is always Koopmeiners. So
yeah, it always has been, or that profile,
yeah,
but like Koopmeiners,
because
obviously.
Douglas Luiz happened out of nowhere. Same for Turam. So
Yeah.
I would say Koopmeiners for 2 years now, no?
yeah, last
He's
year
the
we
main
were
target.
pretty heavily linked, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's probably gonna happen next year." And
Yeah,
now it's next year. So yeah,
yeah.
It needs to happen, or like you need to give him. You need to hand your coach a main target at least. So
yeah.
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see how that will go. We're gonna wrap this one up, people, because I have a headache. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know it's a slow news day, but again, if we don't get news of players leaving, then it's gonna stay like this, most likely. So just hope offers come in, because I think that's the main issue, right? Real offers coming in. The Euro's over. Actually, transfer window is slow across Europe. Like, it's not really popping off right now. So I think it just needs one domino effect, and then everybody will kick in. He needs a defender because he sold a defender. It would all move, but it's just waiting on that one move that will kind of make everything fall into place. But right now, it's living off scraps, living off Raspadori being linked and Berardi being linked. It's that type of period in the transfer window. But yeah, people,
Sassuolo legends.
it's not tough. It's not tough to be a Sassuolo legend. I'm not gonna lie. It's very easy actually to be a Sassuolo legend. But yeah, people, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as well. Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining as always. And yeah, tomorrow jersey announcement and jersey giveaway. So stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be the home kit without a sponsor, which is probably iconic. I know millions are gonna buy it, so not rare, but still, like, it's you cannot buy them without a logo. Like, that's without a sponsor. So probably will crash the website, in my opinion. I have a feeling it will crash at the beginning. So yeah, that's that tomorrow. I will probably not be live. I will be back live on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And that's it for me. Have a good evening or a good morning, depending.